with our love for films always growing, you are watching Now Showing. I'm your host Ajay Bhatt. लाइफ में जुनून है मगर एंटरटेनमेंट में सुकून है, which is why हर हफ्ते 2 बस और 1 मेट्रो बदल के मैं आता हूं आपके लिए ये एंटरटेनमेंट पैकेज लेके. So without further delay, let's take a look at what's brewing on this week's edition of Now Showing. Despite its mediocre script, Son of Sardaar 2 delivers plenty of laughs, with Deepak Dobriyal emerging as the standout performer. Dhadak 2, starring Siddhant Chaturvedi and Tripti Dimri, is an engaging and heartfelt love story layered with sharp social commentary, a film you won't want to miss. Director Mohit Suri reveals the reason behind keeping Ahaan Panday and Aneet Padda away from the public eye, and the Mukesh Bhatt Bhushan Kumar dispute over the Aashiqui title. And music composers Arslan, Nihami and Tanishk Bagchi talk about creating the title track of Saiyaara. Alright, now let's start the show with this week's hottest releases and recommendations. Chawal ko kehte hain rice, and our entertainment and lifestyle editor Tavishi Paitandy is here to give you some dhamakedar entertainment advice. So, over to you, Tavishi.
Thanks, Abhijit. Hello all. Looks like the happy box office run that Saiyaara started is getting stronger with 2 new releases this week. 2 very different films with very different emotional displays, but both a good watch. Starting on a not so serious note, guess who's back after a 13-year break? Ajay Devgn as the one and only Jassi Randhawa. Yes, the Sardaar is back in action, and this time it's bigger, louder and packed with enough swag to make you take notice. Director Vijay Kumar Arora takes us on a grand visual ride, from the mustard fields of Punjab to the cobblestone streets of Edinburgh and even charming countryside of England. Gorgeous? Yes. But here's the twist. As beautiful as the film looks, it struggles with what should have been its strongest weapon: comedy. Unlike its prequel, Son of Sardaar 2 rides high on, well, mediocrity. But hey, thanks to the committed cast, there are still enough laugh-out-loud moments to keep you hooked in parts. Let's start with Ajay Devgn. Jassi Randhawa still holds that old-world charm. Devgan's comic timing, subtle delivery, on point. But in the song sequences, let's just say it feels like someone dragged him to the dance floor. Mrunal Thakur plays Rabia, a Pakistani girl settled in the UK dealing with her quirky family life. She looks stunning in every frame, nails the accent, and her banter about India-Pakistan rivalry has its moments. But the dialogues could have been used a bit more zing. Now, for the scene stealer, Deepak Dobriyal. Disguised as Gul, a mature Punjabi woman, he is unrecognizable and hilarious. Perfect comic timing, great emotional beats, and thankfully, a generous screen time. The supporting cast is stacked. Ravi, Kishan, Ashwini Kalsekar, Chunky Panday, Kubra Seth, Sanjay Mishra, even the late Mukul Dev as Tony, who makes his presence felt in a touching posthumous role. And yes, Ravi Kishan brings the Punjabi masti, though the jokes he's given could use a makeover. The biggest problem, the humor. The movie's a romantic comedy without enough comedy. Imagine a butter chicken without butter. You'll still eat it, but you'll wonder what's missing. That's Son of Sardaar 2 for you. So final verdict, it's a decent family-friendly watch if you're in a mood for pure slapstick fun where you can leave your logic at the door. And stick around till the end for a little surprise announcement. No, don't worry, it's not Son of Sardaar 3. So grab your popcorn, gather the family, and let Jassi Randhawa take you for one more ride. Son of Sardaar 2 is in theatres now. In 2018, Dhadak told us a story about love and class divide. In 2025, Dhadak 2 takes that foundation and digs deeper into something far more raw, real, and uncomfortable: caste-based discrimination in modern-day India. We meet Nilesh, a boy from a backward caste who dreams of becoming a lawyer. In college, he meets Vidhi Upadhyay, an upper caste girl. What starts as just friendship quickly becomes a war for love, for identity, for dignity. Directed by Shazia Iqbal, this is not your typical Bollywood romance. It's inspired by the Tamil film Periyaram Perumal and carries that same courage to stare injustice in the face. And it's summed up perfectly in one line from the film. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Siddhant Chaturvedi as Nilesh delivers what is easily one of his finest performances yet. He doesn't play Nilesh, he becomes him. Every insult, every humiliation, you feel it too. Nilesh is sensitive, progressive, and as Vidhi says, a man who doesn't suffer from men's problems. Tripti Dimri as Vidhi brings strength and quiet determination. This is not the dreamer from Laila Majnu. This is a grounded, believable woman who could be someone from your own family. But the real shocker, Saurav Sachdev, as the antagonist, chilling, ruthless, and disturbingly real. The kind of performance that makes you ask, do people like this really still exist? For a Dharma film, the music surprisingly underwhelms. The songs fit the mood, but none stick with you. Definitely no zingat moment here. Here's an interesting bit. This film got cleared only after 16 censor board cuts, which makes you wonder how much more powerful was the original cut. Still, at 2 hours, 26 minutes, it never drags. The emotional weight keeps you hooked till the very last frame. Where Dhadak was about class and youthful romance, Dhadak 2 is about caste and survival. This isn't just a sequel, it's an evolution in both storytelling and performance. Be it the opening, where the antagonist kills a boy for daring to love an upper caste girl, calling it Samaj Seva, or that humiliation when Vidhi's cousin urinates on Nilesh just for being her friend, leave you scarred. And then, Nilesh's transformation from a boy afraid to raise his voice to the man who refuses to bow down spells raw, dignified power. Dhadak 2 is a rare mainstream film that combines social commentary with a powerful love story. It's not just about romance, it's about resistance, courage, and survival. If you are tired of candy floss stories, watch this. It's raw, it's real, and it has something important to say.
Thank you so much, Tavishi, for those recommendations. And moving on, the Saiyaara wave is gripping the world and has brought romance back to the big screen. Up next, the film's director Mohit Suri and composer Mithoon talk about recording songs with Arijit Singh. Mohit also opens up about why Ahaan Panday and Aneet Padda were kept away from the public eye and addresses the Bhushan Kumar Mukesh Bhatt fallout over Aashiqui 3, all in this conversation with my colleague Titash Chaudhary.
Can you tell me a little bit about the process? What happens? Do you like give him a brief, or he knows the script and he comes to you? What happened during Dhoni?
So, the thing is, we've worked on so much of music together. The one thing I know is that there's never been a process that has been followed. Sometimes their words are there, and he makes the with Fir Bhi Tumko Chahunga, we had a poetry that he from Manoj Muntashir that he restructured and made into a song. Sometimes there is a ghazal, a writing or something, or a shairi that we read somewhere. Sometimes he has a melody, and it's all. But whenever I meet, he filters that whole process. But it does start from a need, from a character, a situation that we need. That's a linear thing.
Right.
But to be honest, this time I didn't even have a film when we made this song. I mean, I had an idea of a film I wanted to make, and this was brewing in me. And after 10 years at that time, I was thinking of making a film about a musician. And we were actually out there promoting another song that he had done, and called Intizar. And it was in the car that we discussed this thought process. And he just jumped at it. And I think it's, when I see Mithoon motivated about something, nothing can stop him from coming out with pure magic.
How difficult is it, be very honest, how difficult is it to get Arijit Singh's dates these days?
Not for me. I mean, I don't. It's always been his relation with him. And I must say that the kind of relation Arijit has with him is I've never seen him misuse the position he's in with him. In fact, sometimes, I feel really wrong that we prejudge him thinking that he's become such a big star. But he's never behaved. He has a different relationship with Mithoon.
I don't really, a lot of people, मुझे बहुत लोग ये पूछते हैं and I really do not know what to answer them because we don't really function in terms of dates. ऐसा नहीं होता. I get an idea.
Yeah.
I get a brief from him. I get an idea. I send it to him. I don't even know कि ये सब कब हुआ. People would not. They should know this actually. कि we recorded Dhun within a span of 6 days. We had everything ready. And we weren't in the same country. He was somewhere else.
I was in Japan.
I was in Australia. He was in Murshidabad.
Wow.
And within 5 days, we had everything ready. So I don't relate to this entire thing of dates and stuff. मुझे बहुत लोग पूछते भी है ये. But maybe people have a different way of looking at things because I think it's very important to understand एक artist कब क्या कर रहा है.
Yeah, and it's not like he's avoiding you.
These two actors, I'm talking about Aneet and Ahaan. Is this a conscious decision to not let them sort of be out there before the film releases, just
Totally.
to keep that intrigue factor intact?
Not an intrigue factor, just totally on a very pure and non-gimmicky way. What would you ask them? Like, who's the biggest prankster on the set? How was it on the first day? How was it to work with Mohit Suri? What would they answer?
Yeah, makes
It's
sense.
just like what we tried to stay away throughout with this film is let's not get into an outside the gym look, spotted at this. We didn't do any of that throughout this film, which I think has just become that makes you famous. It doesn't help the film,
Yeah, actually.
It just helps. And I think once you'll have seen the film, you'll have seen how they are in the film. Then I think these guys are planning to get them out there so that even when you speak to them, you know what they're capable of. If they're bad, rip them apart. But if they're good, I would suggest laud them and put them up where they're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Be fair to them is what I think. Because I think before seeing any of their work, you can't judge their work.
It's not right, 100%.
Also, as characters, I feel I'll add to that is I feel that I worked on the script of Saiyaara with him. I mean, I read the script and I worked on the music. So I feel the characters, the way Mohit sees his characters, I feel they are so intense and so larger than life that I personally would want to see these characters first.
Yeah.
I remember when he was shooting for Ek Villain with Shraddha, there was a big crowd gathered, okay, and they were chanting Arohi. That's a fact, right?
Yeah.
So that shows the impact his
for real.
characters have on the people
No,
of
she
the country.
spoke to me. She went for Jhoti Makka promotion today, which is almost 12 years later to
And
Pune, and people were shouting Arohi, Arohi.
Recently Mahesh Bhatt sir, he heaped praises, on Saiyaara, said that he really has liked whatever he has seen so far. And you said that, so you have worked with Vishesh Films, all your life. This is, I think, the first time that you're also collaborating with YRF on a film like this.
They asked me to work on the sequel, and this was the idea that I had. But they were in an urgency to launch it, launch the film with the star cast and stuff like that, which I was not comfortable in doing because till my script is not done, I don't like to announce a film.
Sure.
That's my process because still I'm not completely satisfied with it. I don't think I want to get onto the floor shooting it. Some people are okay with doing that, each to their own. So it's not like they rejected it. I just said that if you guys are in a hurry, I willingly would like to step down and you can make it. And Anurag called me. Anurag Dada, I worked for him. He told me he's been offered it. He probably has a script. And they went ahead to make it. Now, what their equation between Mukesh ji and Bhushan is, sometimes they love each other, they hate each other, that's between them. But they never rejected a script that I gave them.
No, right.
But what happened is after that, I was living with this idea and there was a friend of mine called Love Ranjan who I really respect, who asked me what this idea was. And I casually over dinner just narrated the idea to him, which he pushed me to say that you're stupid if you don't make it. It doesn't depend on the Aashiqui franchise. It's got a story and life of its own.
Right.
The only thing similar, it was about a musician. So he pushed me to write it, and I thank him for that, which has led to this. So there was never, not that I ever shared a script with anybody except YRF.
Sure, 100%. But I think your equation with Anurag Basu also dates back to many years.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that, after, he had his, his
Yes.
cancer, you stepped in and you finished Tusa Nahi Dekha.
Yes. Like I call him Dada, yaar. He's someone I've assisted, I've worked under, and I
Right.
really look up to. And I don't think it's. I don't know what's happening over there. And I obviously haven't got into it. I'm too consumed with Saiyaara to actually know what's happening over there. And I wish them all the luck and praise. But I don't know whether it's being made or not being made.
Right.
But see, for me, Aashiqui also is not just about. See, that's what for me. Aashiqui is not only what the producers were. For me, Aashiqui is what Mithoon added to the film, what Ankit added to the film, what Jeet Dada added to the film, what Adi and Shraddha added to him, and most of all, there's a man called Mukesh Bhatt who was a part of the film, who is not in this milieu right now. He's the one who started the first Aashiqui.
Yeah.
He's the one who pushed in a company which was making thrillers,
Right.
allowed me to make a love story called Aashiqui with me. And he's not in the middle. So if he's not there, it's not Aashiqui for me.
The music of Saiyaara is on everyone's playlist, and its title track is topping the charts globally. Coming up next are two back-to-back conversations. First with Saiyaara's co-composer Arslan Nihami, who tells us how Saiya Mera evolved into the title track Saiyaara. And then with Bollywood's favorite composer Tanishk Bagchi, who talks about the film's musical success and teaming up with Mohit Suri. Listen in.
सैयारा तू तो बदला नहीं है मौसम जरा सा रूठा हुआ है सैयारा तू तो बदला नहीं है मौसम जरा सा रूठा हुआ है
You know how this song was born, when and how you came in contact with Irshad Kamil and Tanish Bagchi.
So there's this simple, very short story about Saiyaara. Fahim had penned down two phrases of the song. Initially, it was not called Saiyaara; it was called Saiya Mera, and it was supposed to be our collaboration single, Fahim and mine, and we tended to call Saiya Mera. And after that, because of a lot of other things were happening, we couldn't just finalize the lyrics and we couldn't just keep working on this particular project. And in between that, the story came where we decided that we should just give ourselves that opportunity and we should just go and see whether what can happen if we'll just go to we can just go to Mumbai. Somewhere फहीम को भी ये एक बिलीव था, मुझे भी एक बिलीव था कि दैट हम अगर जा रहे हैं तो खाली हाथ वापस नहीं आएंगे. वी हैड प्रॉमिस दिस both of us to each other. For 13 days हम बहुत जगहों पे गए. We met a lot of people in Mumbai. On 13th day, through a common friend, we met Tanishk Dada, and Tanishk Dada से मैं मिला और उनको हमने अपने गाने सुनाए. फहीम ने कुछ सुनाए, मैंने कुछ सुनाए, and उसमें उस दौरान सैया नहीं था उसमें. Dada really loved the dynamics. He really loved the soundscape of what we were what we were trying to do with the song, and he was really interested, and he said that we should definitely work on a couple of things. And the conversation khatam ho gayi, we came back, and in the same time we started working on our album. His album was called Lost and Found. My album was called Harikat. And usi doran I started working on Saiya Mera. I thought maybe it should be a part of my album, and I told Fahim maybe we should start working on this. And so Rikkat is called the state of trance, but I was not really satisfied with the song that maybe ये गाना शायद इस album में नहीं जा सकता है, ये हम फिर से next time के लिए रखते हैं. And in the meantime, Dada said that I've been working on a couple of things, and I sent him this voice note of Saya Mera. I said, Dada, I have got something. I think maybe you would really love it. I still remember I told him, Dada, there's this line, Hi, मैं मर ही जाऊं जो तुझको ना पाऊं. बस इतना सा. And Dada was stuck somewhere and he was like, Arslan, we really need to do this thing. It's a beautiful melody. Being really honest, मेरे लिए वो उतना important उस time नहीं था, because I couldn't understand why Dada is saying that, because maybe he was aware of the fact situation क्या है and what he's going through. And he said, I think we should start working on this one. So I told Fahim, and that's how Saya. It was still Saya that time. It was still Saya. We didn't know that it's going to be Saiyaara, or जो हमारे lyrics थे, they were completely different of what Irshad sir wrote. It was Saya मेरा तो बदला नहीं है, मौसम जरा सा रूठा हुआ है. So the first line was like this, and uske baad the antra and the chorus was different. It was हाय मैं मर ही जाऊं जो तुझको ना पाऊं, दौड़े हुए अपनी चुनरिया संभालूं, नाचे हंसी तेरी होठों पे मेरे, हाय मिट्टी हवाओं में ऐसे उछालूं. Something like this.
Big congratulations, Tanishk.
Thank you so much.
On Saiyaara, the title track.
Thank you so much.
We recently heard that it has entered the Spotify Global Top 50.
It's number 5 now.
Wow.
And it's the most, I think, number one, world's number one viral track right now. See, it's a very unexpected thing because I knew this was going to be like number one तो होने ही वाला था, क्योंकि जो मेहनत हम लोग ने डाला एक साल से, and but global में जाएगा ये मुझे पता नहीं था, ये surprise हो गया. But I think the credit goes to Mohit sir and obviously Arslan and Fahim. They're one of the, I think मेरी ज़िंदगी में अगर मैं किसी के साथ कोलैब करना चाहता था तो यही दोनों थे.
They're incredible.
Incredible. Especially Arslan तो obviously है, Fahim का voice, मतलब both of them are like, I think, genius. They have so much soul in their music, in their voice, in their songwriting. So I think एक match हो गया उनके साथ मेरा.
But you know the title track, it's like a true blue Bollywood film song, है ना? When a song like this, it tops global charts, you know what, Tanishk, what do you think it really means for Indian mainstream Hindi music in general?
एक पोजीशन हो जाता है, एक प्रूव हो जाता है, कि एक तो हम लोगों ने एक प्रूव कर लिया है कि बॉलीवुड गाना, हिंदी लैंग्वेज का गाना ग्लोबल में जा सकता है.
Yes.
हनुमान काइंड ने किया है इंग्लिश, ठीक है, तो अच्छा था वो प्रोजेक्ट, वो 7 नंबर पे था. हम लोगों ने शुद्ध हिंदी गाना बनाया और वो 5th में गया है, एंड चांसेस है कि 1 पे भी जा सकता है.
Yes.
सो अगर 1 हो गया तो वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड हो जाएगा. तो वो चीज़ एक प्लेसमेंट हो जाता है वर्ल्ड में. क्योंकि मैं आपको बताऊं, सब ढूंढते थे, इंटरनेशनल जो भी ब्रांड्स थे, मतलब जो भी लेबल्स है, वो लोग एक ही बात बोलते थे कि के पॉप है, कोरिया से आया हुआ है, एफ्रो है, अफ्रीका से आया हुआ है, देन यूरोपियन जो स्वीडिश हाउस है, हाउस म्यूजिक, वो स्वीडन से आया हुआ है. बट इंडिया से कुछ जा ही नहीं है, कुछ भी है ही नहीं ऐसा कि चार्ट्स पे आ जाए. एंड वो कोशिश कर रहे थे इंग्लिश बना देते हैं, कोलैब कर लेते हैं, एक आर्टिस्ट इधर से लेते हैं, वो आर्टिस्ट लेते हैं, खिचड़ी करके करते हैं. तो आज तक वो सक्सेसफुल हुआ नहीं है, लेकिन ये सक्सेसफुल हो गया. जो इंडियन आर्टिस्ट है, इंडिया का बंदा है, प्रोड्यूसर भी इंडिया है, मिक्सिंग भी इंडिया में हुआ है, वो नंबर 1 पे, मतलब जो भी है गया, तो वो एक बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है सबके लिए.
Right. You know, there's this video, Tanishk, that I saw yesterday on Instagram, wherein you are recording the title track. You know, there's Fahim, there's Arslan. I also saw Mohit Suri, you know, in the studio. Now, you have collaborated with him, you know, earlier. This is, I think, a third film with him. Correct? And, you know, we know how musically involved he is with the music of his film. Is he always like there on at a recording studio when you are recording a track?
Yes, 100%. मतलब एक एपिसोड ऐसा भी हुआ था जब मैंने मोहित सर को बोला कि आप जाओ अभी, मुझे डब करना है इनको. तो इट वाज जस्ट आउट ऑफ दिस थिंग, बिकॉज द आर्टिस्ट वाज गेटिंग वेरी स्केर्ड. फ़हीम
Oh.
जब पहली बार आया था ना तो थोड़ा सा डर रहा था
हाँ,
आने के
हाँ.
लिए। तो इट वाज लाइक अ गुड वे ओनली। आई टोल्ड हिम दैट थोड़ा सा इनको स्पेस देते हैं करते हैं, बट मेन थिंग इज दैट ही इज ऑलवेज इन्वॉल्वड इन दिस। लाइक इफ यू सी द फिल्म, हैव यू वॉच्ड द फिल्म?
Yes.
ओके, द थीम्स दैट आई मेड,
Hmm.
सो वो थीम्स कैसे बने पता है आपको? मोहित सर कॉल करेंगे, तनिष्क स्टूडियो में, ओके आ रहा हूँ। तनिष्क एक ना थीम है, तू सिर्फ ये डाल दे, वॉइस डाल दे ऐसा। मैंने किया, हाँ अप्रूव्ड, चलेंगे। तो मैं सोचा तो थोड़ा थोड़ा होगा। जब मैं फिल्म देखा वो सब पार्ट ही हैज यूज्ड इन द फिल्म, इधर थीम है इधर थीम है। सो आई थिंक ही इज वेरी म्यूजिकल एंड बेस्ट थिंग और मोहित सर इज he does the music first, then the film. He gets his
Yes.
all the songs ready first.
Correct.
And और एक जो चीज मोहित सर में वो है कि he is open to new artist. He doesn't need a name. He needs a good soul, a good
A
vibe.
voice.
जिसका अच्छा लग गया ना तो वो रह जाता है. So I think that's a big thing in him.
And with that, we have come to the end of yet another episode of Now Showing. भाई कारपेंटर यूज करता है आरी और आपसे बाय बाय कहते हुए दिल मेरा होता है भारी. But we'll see you same time next week with more reviews and recommendations. Until then, this is me Abhijit Bhatt signing off. Stay filmy, stay fabulous.